There's a secret Roblox group creating games that goes unknown. Hey people, I heard all about this Top Hat group in a local piece of paper and I'm going to see what it's all about. So I found a train to help us get there. And man, it's boring. No SpongeBob, no broken glass, no nothing. There must be something to do.
I brought Cars to Uno. There isn't a table, but that makes it more fun.
No, we need a train game. Going on a train is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We went on a train last month. What do you mean?
We went on a train last month. What do you mean? Listen, we gotta find a train game somewhere. But what could it be? Defend a train!
How'd you get that out of a Wendy's?
For today's video, we're going to be looking at one of the most underrated Roblox studios, branded Top Hat Games. They've made many great games in the past, and I'm here to talk about them, starting off with Defend a Train. So for the uneducated, Defend a Train was created back in 2020 and is branded Top Hat's most recent project and personally my favorite. In this game, you, defend a train, of course. You defend the titular train against waves of enemies using 3 classes. These classes being Medic, the laid-back healer, the Psycho, the crazy engineer with big damage but lower accuracy, and this guy, the skilled marksman who can hit enemies far away but has low damage in return. You face off against all types of enemies on these 29 maps. There's enemies in cars, planes, and even some in motorcycles, but they all have one thing in common. They all want your hide. You go against these enemies in 2 game modes, Endless for classic Defend the Train action, and Campaign. Campaign sees you going for a more story-based version of the game with new maps, cutscenes, and even bosses. Despite the simple premise and title, this game has a lot of stuff to do. Before each round, you can choose from a large variety of game modes if you want to spice up your average guarding locomotive session, and during rounds, there will be random events to keep you on your toes. Well, more on your toes than ever, because this game can get a bit wacky. What if you're an expert at dying? Well, the lobby is also packed full of content. In the lobby, you can check out this awesome book to see concept art, lore of the characters, and even music. You can even play this mini game called The Chef. The controls are a bit confusing and it takes a bit to figure it out, but hey, it exists! They really didn't have to do all this, as most rounds only take around a minute or 2, so it's great to see this much effort in such a minimal thing. The lobby even has one of my favorite things about this game, the billboards. These things all have so much effort and charm with them, they're amazing. Alongside the insane amount of possibilities in this game, there's also an insane amount of customization in this game. Each class has their own amount of skins and weapons in the shop they can buy off coins they can get from simply playing the game. These weapons have unique attributes and skins to them, and luckily they all have strengths and weaknesses, meaning that you don't have to worry about grinding to get better things. Each weapon is unique in their own way, and some even have abilities. You need enough coins to buy most of the weapons quickly, so test them all out and see which one you like the best. The shop also has unique emotes if you want to boogie down. I mean, I ain't gonna stop you. And you want to know the best part of the shop besides the cool guy running it? There's no loot boxes! Yeah! So what are you waiting for? Go and play the crazy game for yourself. Well, actually, just wait a little bit to subscribe because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and it really helps. And why is there still time left in the video?
All right, passengers, we made it to the Top Hat Group Center. Please get your belongings and
Get out my train before you dirty it up even more! Oh yeah, forgot about that.
What did you think we've been doing on a train for 12 hours?
I thought we were doing it for the funnies.
Nice.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's grab our bags and see this Top Hat Center. What is this? There's no top hats here. It's just a flat surface with 9 evenly placed blocks. What a sham.
It may be Stonehenge. I haven't seen any pictures of it, but this is what I imagined it to be.
Guys, it's RobloxWare.
Really? Oh boy! Pretty uneducated again. RBLXWare or RBLXWare, honestly, I really don't know how to pronounce it. This game is based off the semi-popular franchise WarioWare. This game was also made by the group the video is based on, all the way back in 2016. It is probably branded Top Hat Games' most recognizable game, and also it's the very first one they made. This game revolves around how many mini-games they can beat in a certain amount of time. Each game gives you 1 point, and boss games, or just longer mini-games, gives you 5 points. Whoever gets the most points wins, and gets to temporarily harass everybody with their weapon obtained from the shop as their reward. As of making this video, there are around 132 mini-games and 42 boss waves, meaning that each full game should be unique. And just like Defend the Train, this game is a shop where you can buy various things to customize your character like trails and emotes. Overall, this game can be really fun and fairly insane, as the mini-games go by fast.
I don't know, this game is kinda bad.
Yeah, I don't like it.
What do you mean? This game's awesome. It has so much variety, it has a lot of insanity, and it's even based off of Wario. This game's just like Wario, but for the simple man. Okay, fine, it's just okay. Despite this game being iconic and beloved, this game does have its fair bit of issues. Overall, this game can get a little bit too fast, especially for people with overly slow reaction times. Like me! If you're new to the game, finding out what you're supposed to do can be a bit overwhelming, even with the giant words in front of you, as sometimes the round just ends before you can really understand what's happening. My personal main gripe with the game is the fact there's no training mode that allows you to play certain mini-games. It really kind of makes it harder to practice certain ones that you're really bad at, and it really makes it harder to record certain parts of the game. And to be completely honest, you're never going to win. Genuinely, I've been playing playing this game probably since I've been on Roblox, and I don't think I've won once. This is probably because of the game's utterly disappointing player base, which means a lot of people playing it have a lot of history with it and have a lot of experience and can play this game almost perfectly. So if you are to play this game, I highly recommend either playing it with friends or just playing it on and off just for some simple fun instead of actually trying to win. Either that or just play arcade mode, which allows you to play alone and makes the game high score based, giving you lives instead of a win streak. You also lose lives when you lose a minigame. This makes the game a lot more WarioWare-like, and I personally think it's the best way to play the game. There's also a multiplayer version of it, but here's the thing, it doesn't exist. You just press the button and it just sends you to normal RobloxWare for some reason. Despite all of my personal gripes with this game, there's still a lot of good here, and I still think it's way better than most of the top games on Roblox. For example, there is a lot of personality in this game, which can be seen for the emotes and the minigames themselves, as each one is unique in their own little way. Even certain minigames have different versions of them, which makes the game a lot more random. Even if the minigames don't reach the insanity of the WarioWare series, I still think they're fun to play for a while. But let's be honest, you're never going to beat this man. The W stands for Wario after all. Alongside the minigames, there's also game modes to choose from before playing the game, which can range from, yeah, it's neat, to whoa, what in the world's going on? This game's great to play in fairly small chunks and not taking it seriously at all. But if you enjoy more laid-back games where you don't have to fully focus on the game, this game really isn't for you. As the game goes by so fast, you're gonna have to stay alert at all times. Well, that was just dandy.
I mean, it was alright.
But you know, I feel like I'm forgetting something. There should be another game around here somewhere. Maybe it's that game with the angry penguin.
Well, while you were rambling, I found this box laying around.
Oh yeah, BattleBoards.
You mean Battleship, right?
No. Fruity and educated for the final time of this video. BattleBoards is a game made back in 2019 by those guys, and it's probably more well known as that guy from Project Gaming. If you don't know what Project Gaming is, I made an entire video on it a while back, so check it out. And also check out the game the video's about. It doesn't get updates anymore, but I still think it's worth a visit. Anyways, Project Gaming's aside, BattleBoards. Yeah, BattleBoards is a PvP game where you hop on these silly squares to eliminate players. Blue squares benefit you or put a bad status condition on another player. Purple squares damage other players. Green squares heal you. Red squares damage you. And yellow squares teleport you. Each square goes down one tile each round, so you gotta act accordingly and not screw up somehow and actually blow yourself up. To win, you have to get each player's health to 0 and be the last one standing. This game also has multiple maps and game modes to choose from that spice up the game and add their own gimmicks. Even certain maps have their own gimmicks you have to remember, which is awesome. I always love when games do that. There's even a shop where you can buy accessories for your character and even victory animations. This is actually my first time playing this game, so most of this may just be my first impressions, but I think this game's great. There's a lot to do here and a fair bit of strategy to boot. There's a lot of different offensive and defensive options, and you only have a limited space to move around. And due to how little time this game gives you to choose, you have to keep lots of things in mind before your next step. Or jump. You jump a lot in this game. There's even mind games involved, as you have to predict where your opponent will go next. And if you and your opponent land on the same square, there'll actually just be a luck mini game, where there'll be a random number given to you or the other person. Whoever has the highest number wins, and the losing person gets off the square and takes a bit of damage. There's also a little bit of luck involved, as certain tiles like the airstrike depend on luck to work properly. And luckily, unlike RobloxWare, most people who play this game are on equal skill level, so you won't be overrun by sweats. Despite all the good things I mentioned, there's still some issues holding it back, and it may be why it's their game with the lowest player count. Genuinely, when I was playing for this video, there was less people in this game than there was in my group. That's sad. The main issue with this game comes with the replayability, as there's only so much you can do with slightly unique maps and grinding for cosmetics. There also isn't really enough unique tiles and game modes, which can make this game repetitive after a while because of it. It doesn't help that with the sad player count, it's really hard to find a full server to play with, so I'd recommend this game to people who aren't lonely. Because of the board game aesthetic and the lobby further proving that, this seems to be intentionally made to be more of a social game than a game to join and get a few rounds in with strangers, which is completely okay. There's a lot of Roblox games based around that. It's just that doing this may limit a lot of friendless people from playing your game. And despite all of this, I still feel like this is a great game, which is only held back of a few little flaws that branded top hat games can easily fix. In my opinion, I think this game's a little bit better than RobloxWare, but still worse compared to Defend the Train. Despite that, all games are still really good. Overall, branded top hat games one of the best Roblox studios out there, and it really hurts me to see how low their player count is at all times. I hope that this video can shed some light on them because they really deserve it. Well, that's that. Once again, thanks for listening to my rants, and I hope that you know that you're loved. So, did anybody even see any top hats? The paper specifically mentioned it, and I haven't seen any so far.
No, all there is here are just some games.
What? Well, this was stupid. I was promised top hats, not high quality games.
Well, maybe the true top hats were the games we played along the way.
Shut up, Carl.
So can we go home now? I still have homework to do and I really can't miss it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. At least my house has at least 2.5 top hats there.
So how do we get back? The bus left about 13 minutes ago.
Uh-oh.